Hey everybody, Qroo here. Today we're going to be doing something new. We're going to be playing with my new book here. Well, it's not that new now. It's been out about 6 months. Spanish Subjunctive Triggers. And I'm going to be showing you how to use this book in conjunction with an AI to practice the triggers that are in here. Now, this is a physical copy of my book. I don't sell a physical copy for various reasons. You're probably like, what are those reasons, Paul? I think there are so many benefits to using a digital copy, a PDF. I mean, one thing, you get it right away. And two, you can use it with an AI, like I'm going to show you today, or, copy and paste things into your word list without actually having to write stuff, like it's 1990 around here. First things first, let's take a look at this book. What is this book exactly? Well, obviously it deals with the subjunctive. And if you don't know what the subjunctive is in Spanish, you're not alone. It's not super important in English, so we tend to overlook it. But in Spanish, it is very, very important. It is interwoven into the entire language. Think of it as a different set of conjugations that are triggered by certain grammatical constructions. Now, you can't just intuitively use your English and figure out where these are because it doesn't match English. So you just have to learn the triggers. Now, the subjunctive is a massive topic. It's like saying, learn math, right? It's just too big. So what I did is I broke it down into really simple formulas and triggers, high frequency ones you're likely to use. So it doesn't matter if you're an absolute beginner, intermediate, wherever you're at. You can open this up, read through it and be like, that fits my Spanish. And it fits really well into the patterns approach, the way I teach Spanish. So you're piecing these sentences together in real time as you're having conversations. You come up, with something that would be a subjunctive trigger, and you just naturally pop it in and use it. But you got to practice it, right? So that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. It's going to be fun, all right? I think it's going to be fun. So let's go ahead and pop over and look at the digital copy here and show you the advantages of having a digital copy of the book. Now, one thing I want to point out here is if you do want to print it for some reason, and I don't know why people insist on doing that, but if you do want to do it, right here on the copyright page is a section that allows printing. And this is important if you take it somewhere like one of those print shops. They're going to look for this before they print it. Not all of them, some don't care, but some of them do, so I added that. One other thing is this is version 9. That's another advantage to buying a digital copy from me. Anytime that I do an update and a new version goes out, you get it absolutely free. Yes, absolutely free. The way that works is I offer these PDFs through Fourth Wall, and when I upload a new version, all the previous customers get an email to say, hey, there's a new version you can download. So make sure you use a correct email address in there if you got one. So let's go down here to the table of contents. There's a lot going on in this book, but I kept it concise. Like I said, high frequency triggers you're likely to use today because the subjunctive can be information overload. So there's so many different things we can practice here. Let's do time expressions, and that's going to be chapter 7 if you have this book. So the way this trigger works is this subjunctive trigger shows up when one action depends on another action happening first. The action that must occur first is expressed in the subjunctive. And one of the easiest ways to use this is similar to what we do in English. We'll say things like, hey, let me know when something happens. Let me know when you get home. Let me know when you have the information. Now, there's some different ways to express to let me know in Spanish, but one really easy way is with the verb avisar, which means like to advise. And not like to advise as in give advice, but more like to notify. And, we use it that way in English and law enforcement all the time. Advise me when you arrive. Advise me when you see the victim. Advise me when you have the information. So when I said that one time in a video, it made sense to me, but other people were like, you're giving advice? No, I'm using it like notify. So I give you a simple sentence starter, right? We'll give you the tú form, the informal, and the usted form, the formal. Avísame, and then we say cuando. Avísame cuando. And whatever follows that is going to be in the subjunctive. You don't have to wonder why. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to guess it. It just is. For example, avísame cuando llegues. Let me know when you arrive, right? And if you want to say something like, let me know when you get home, we would use the same thing. Avísame cuando llegues a casa. And you'll notice this is from the verb llegar, to arrive, but we have an es ending. And that's kind of how this conjugation works. I'm not going to get really into it. I have books, I have videos on it, how to conjugate. Basically, it's opposite. You have AR verbs, you're going to have E endings. You have ER and IR, it's going to be A endings. Okay, it's not super hard to learn how to conjugate. Knowing when can be a challenge, but not with subjunctive triggers. All right, so that is our pattern, right? But let's say I want to practice this. I'm like, okay, I've learned the time expressions. This is not that tough. How am I going to do that? Well, that's when we're going to be popping over to our AI. The AI we'll be using today is the most advanced language learning AI I have ever seen. And there's so many out there. There's so much competition. My email is full every day from somebody trying to, get me to push their latest app. I look at these things, they're absolute garbage. Somebody built these things with a few prompts. It's terrible. The voice is terrible. Everything is terrible. Langua, which is actually under Langua Talk, which is weird. Langua Talk is their main site. Langua is their AI language tutor. I think they could have branded that differently, but that's them. Anyway, I've been recommending these folks for about 2 years. They were early on the scene, and they have progressively gotten better and better and better because this is all they do. It's not like, I'm just going to build a little app for a language, and try to sell it to people. No. This is what they do, and it is phenomenal. If you decide to try Langua, I do have an affiliate link for them. If you'll click on that, then go to Langua Talk, set up your account. And I do have a discount code. It doesn't work for everything. Right now it's working for the unlimited annual plans. It's 20% off, which is a lot. And it will keep renewing at that till you cancel, so that's a fantastic deal. And that is Qroo, all caps. And if you're not sure which plan you have, just type in Qroo all caps and see what works, really. All right, so let's play with this thing. We're going to come over here, and like I said, Langua is part of Langua Talk. You can go through a guided course, all kinds of great things in here to help you. And this is an AI language tutor, so you can actually speak and practice the language. Chat about anything, lots of different options here. Do a role play, have a debate, vocabs and games. Very useful for studying. What we're going to be doing is come down here to design my own, because we want to practice the book. My prompts are some of the previous prompts I put. We're going to do a new one. Let's create a custom conversation. I got to put glasses on, folks. You reach a certain age and you're not seeing without these readers. I am studying from this book, and we'll paste it in. I want to practice the construction in the to form. I will start by saying a sentence using the pattern avísame cuando, and you will tell me if I'm right. After that, you will give me sentences to translate at the A2 level using the same construction. And the thing with AIs is sometimes you have to tweak the prompts. So let's see if this does it. Oh, we have to label it so we can come back and use it again, because we don't want to have to write all that in again, do we? Let's talk about we're using avísame cuando. Let's just play with that. Let's name it that. Start our chat.
Perfecto, empecemos. Escribe tu primera oración con avísame cuando.
So if you want anything to be translated, you can just hit the button right here to translate it. And if you want to hear it again.
Perfecto, empecemos. Escribe tu primera oración con avísame cuando.
And the way I have it set is it's set to actually, also show the text. You can set it to not show the text. It's however you want to study. So first thing I was going to do is actually practice, right? So let's practice a bit. How about let me know when you want to go to the beach. Avísame cuando quieras ir a la playa.
Muy bien, tu oración es perfecta. Ahora traduce al español con avísame cuando. Tú. 1. Let me know when you arrive. 2. Let me know when you are ready.
Wow, it gave me 2 of them. I didn't expect 2 of them. I was kind of hoping for 1 at a time. I might have to tweak my prompts on that, but we can do it. Let me know when you arrive. We can do that one, right? We just saw that one. Avísame cuando llegues. Y avísame cuando estés listo.
Las 2 oraciones están muy bien. Solo quita la I al inicio si son oraciones separadas. Avísame cuando llegues. Y avísame cuando estés listo. Ahora traduce con avísame cuando. Tú. 1. Let me know when you have the money. 2. Let me know when you can talk.
I mean, she's giving me feedback, which I really like. The only thing she didn't like is I put and between them, and they're 2 different sentences, because she's a little picky as an instructor, isn't she? Now, we can tweak the instructions to just say 1 sentence at a time. Maybe I added something that made her think that there were 2. But this is such a great way to practice coming up with sentences. And I'll do this a couple different ways. I've done it where I'm like, okay, I'll come up with a sentence, and now you come up with a sentence. And so now she's introducing vocabulary I may never have seen or heard before. And right now we're at A2, which is advanced beginner. You could set this to B1, which is your lower intermediate, or B2, whatever your level is. This thing can grow with you. And once we have our prompts set up, they're already going to be in there. So the next time I come in, I can just go over there and be like, hey, I want to practice that some more, and I don't want to type all that stuff in again. It's all going to be here. Now, another cool thing about Langua is that it helps you also build your flashcards. So let's say I click on oraciones. I'm like, what are oraciones? So it means sentences. Now, if I click this little plus down here, it'll be added to my flashcards that I can help, I can practice with later. One of the things the AI can do is you have a ton of flashcards and you want to practice that. So you can actually choose a dialogue. It's already in here with the prompts and everything to practice your flashcards and have, the AI work those into your conversations. One other thing I really like about Langua, and there's a lot of things, under your settings here, under chat settings, you can choose who you want to chat with, and this is an awesome feature. You're going to find little AI tutors from all over. I would say most of them are probably Mexico and Spain, but one of the advantages of doing that is not only do they use the correct accents, you can start to, develop your ear for the language. They're using the colloquialisms, the word choices from those areas. So these are not all of them. So I'm going to scroll through. And you can try Langua for free. You get some free features, but I don't think you can really explore everything that this AI can do with the free features. But should we do something else? Want to play with something else? Let's play with one more thing here. Let's go back to our book. Let's go ahead and go to before and after. Antes de, después de. I really want to play with antes de que because it always takes the subjunctive, but only if you have a subject change. So we're going to play with this one a little bit. Let's say, let's read both. You have to have different subjects. How much should we copy here? We can copy it about right here. We like that, right? Now, if I had given you one of these, what are you going to do? Type all that? No, you don't want to do that. Let's pop back over to Langua, design my own. Let's create a custom conversation. I am studying this construction from this book. Paste. We love this. All right, let's come down here. Give me one sentence in English at a time. If I can type here. Put your glasses on, Paul. You can see better. Thank you. At an A2 level. We'll call this one antes de que. Start our chat.
Hi Paul, make this sentence in español mexicano usando antes de o antes de que. 1. I brush my teeth before I go to bed.
Me cepillo los dientes antes de acostarme.
Muy bien, perfecto. Siguiente oración. 2. I drink coffee before I start work.
Just keeping it pretty simple. We still haven't had a subjunctive one. I drink coffee before I start work. Not before I start working. I'm going to kind of go with working on this one. Tomo café antes de empezar a trabajar. Stumbled on that one.
Excelente, muy natural. 3. I call my mom before she goes to sleep.
This one we have a subject change. So in this one, we're going to need the subjunctive. But see how this is pushing you? It's pushing you to figure this out. Do I have a single subject? Do I have a subject change? If I don't have a subject change, then I just have antes de plus the infinitive. Antes de plus the infinitive. This is simple patterns. Broke the language down into little patterns so you can use your logic and your knowledge of English to come up with sentences you may never have seen or heard before in Spanish, all put together like that, but they will be correct. Isn't that amazing? I think it's amazing. Should we answer this one? I call my mom before she goes to sleep. Llamo a mi mamá antes de que se acueste. Drum roll, please.
Muy bien. Usaste antes de que correcto. 4. I wash my hands before I eat.
I think you get the point, right? This is how this works. This is a tremendous asset. Now, you can use the Subjunctive Triggers book. I also have another book called Locuciones, which are, a locución is 2 or more words in Spanish that have a set meaning. And often you can't figure out the meaning just when you try to break it down word for word. Sometimes you can, often you cannot. Well, those are a fantastic way to boost your Spanish vocabulary, and they're going to give you time to actually pause and come up with your sentence, because you can kind of drop in, most of them are about 3 words. You drop them in, you're saying that, you're thinking of the next thing. So you can copy and paste sections out of that book, Locuciones, and drop them right in here with the prompts and practice all day, right? Especially because you got the unlimited plan, you know? Just have a great old time. Well, that's all I have for this particular video. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in getting a Subjunctive Triggers book or Locuciones book, there are links to it in the description section. If you're interested in trying Langua, please use my affiliate link. And if you're interested in getting the unlimited plan, it is Qroo, all caps. I think I basically covered everything. So until next time, hasta luego.